Hey there and welcome. So every January, it feels like the pressure is on, right? A fresh start, a long list of resolutions. But what if this year we tried something deeper? Today, we're going to walk through a guide for a January that's less about doing more and all about intentional renewal and surrender. Let's dive. We've all been there. You kick off January with all this energy, a list of huge goals, and then by what, February? That motivation is just a distant memory. It's frustrating, for sure, but it also kind of points to this deep desire we all have for change that actually sticks around. So let's talk about a new kind of fresh start. Instead of the usual way of doing things, this guide offers a totally different path. It's not about cramming more stressful items onto your to-do list. Nope. The whole idea here is to fundamentally change the foundation you're building your year on. And here's the core shift. Instead of focusing on what you're going to do, the focus is on who you're going to be. And you can see the two key words here are renewal and surrender. Think of renewal as, restoring your core energy. And surrender, well, that's about letting go of the need to control every single outcome. It's a small change in perspective, but it is powerful. Okay, so what's the big idea holding all this together? Like any good plan, this one needs a North Star, a central idea that everything else points back to. And for this month of renewal, the whole framework is built on one simple, powerful principle. This verse right here, this is the anchor for the whole thing. And the idea is actually pretty simple, but it's also profound. If you prioritize your inner life, your spiritual life, and you get that part right, then the other external things in your life, they'll start to fall into place more naturally. So what does seeking first actually look like, day to day? Well, it means intentionally making your spiritual well-being the filter for everything else. We're talking your time, your thoughts, your biggest desires, and all your plans. It's not a one-and-done decision, but a conscious choice you make day in and day out. All right, this is where the rubber meets the road. Let's get practical. How do you actually put this principle into action? Well, the guide breaks it all down into a really clear 4-step plan for the month. And you can see the flow here is really intentional. It starts on the left with praying for clarity, just creating that initial space. Then it moves to rededicating the year. That's all about making a real commitment. From there, you build a daily habit. And finally, you get specific about the areas you want to see transformed. It's a super logical path from the big idea down to the nitty-gritty. So step 1 is all about creating focus. The guide suggests fasting, whether that's for a whole day or maybe just skipping a single meal, as a physical way to kind of sharpen your spiritual senses. The whole point is to push aside the physical noise to help you listen more clearly and really reflect on the past year. Step 2 is where you make it tangible. By actually taking the time to write out a personal prayer of rededication for 2026, you're turning this abstract idea into a concrete intention. It really becomes your own personal declaration that, you're serious about this new direction. And step 3, this is all about consistency. Because let's be real, an intention without a routine just fizzles out, right? So whether you're a morning person or a night owl, the key here is to carve out and protect a consistent time each day just to connect, to reflect, and to listen. And finally, step 4 is where we get specific. Vague hopes usually lead to vague results. So by identifying 5 key areas for transformation, and you can think about things like your relationships, your finances, your career, your family, or even just your own inner peace, you give your focus a clear, actionable direction for the entire year. Okay, so we've walked through the 4-step plan. Now we're going to shift gears a little, because the real power in this whole thing isn't just in the doing, it's in personal reflection. So the focus now moves from the plan itself directly to you. Let's just take a moment with this question. Really think about it. What is the one thing, maybe it's a habit, a fear, a specific plan you're clinging to, a relationship, that you know deep down you're holding on to just a little too tightly? What might change if you truly surrendered it? So where do we go from here? This explainer is really just a starting point. The goal is to build a momentum you can carry through all of January and hopefully way beyond. So if this whole approach resonates with you, here's how you can stay plugged in. And the great thing is, you absolutely don't have to do this alone. There are daily videos designed to help guide you through this whole process. And, sharing this journey with a friend is such a powerful way to build accountability and encouragement. A fresh start is always better when it's shared. So this is the final thought I want to leave you with. Remember, this isn't about having a perfect month. It's about having an intentional one. So what could one single month of intentional focus truly change for you? in your life, your perspective, your heart, the possibilities are definitely worth exploring. Thanks so much for joining me for this.